Right. Hello, friends. So, welcome to this special video. Rather, I can say anticipated video. It's special for me. I hope it is special for you as well. So, this video is about the international case studies that I'm gonna come up with shortly. And how are we going to tackle these international case studies? Will it be really useful for our CA exams, CA final SANP especially? So, I'm trying to answer all those questions in this particular video. Now, first of all, this thought of international case studies have come into picture only because a question has been asked in the last examination, in the latest examination in our CA final SUNP. That's point number one. Point number two is, as you guys know, that majority of our, the kind of case studies that we have right now in the ICA sources, be the study material or RTP or MTP or whatever it is, the number is not that great, so that it will give us enough practice in each and every concept. So we always felt that many of the students have started messaging me saying that, sir, we just need thoda, few more case studies so that we get that feel of practice. Because see, the new syllabus, the nature is such that, for example, if you learn building block model, the moment you are done with learning the concept of building block model, it's impossible for you to crack the case studies that is based on building block model, because it is totally on different level. So therefore your job does not end with completion of the concepts, in new syllabus, but rather it starts with trying to solve each and every case study. Therefore, the more the case study that you solve, the better will be your understanding, and the better will be the probability of you writing the examination better. So from that thought process only this has come, and the moment I've announced it, I think 1 or 2 months back, there has been, I was flooded with messages saying that when this is going to come, when this is going to come. Automatically, see, obviously, as you need a content, you need a good content. It takes a lot of time and effort. I'm putting a lot of time and effort, but still, the work is still under progress. But whatever the case studies, to that extent where the work has got completed, I'm gonna try to record a video on the same, and I'll try to put it on the YouTube, right? Anyways, now the next thing is, I'll try. So all I can say is I'll try. I don't know, it depends upon the time that I've got. Now apart from that, I just figured out that we can attack these case studies in a different way, in a smart way altogether. So what is that? That is this one. Now see here. So it's a smart two-step procedure for cracking all these case studies. The first step is that, see, once we read a case study, normally what we used to do was, we read the case study, then immediately we look into the answer that has been provided by our ICA, and then that can be a 4-page answer or 5-page answer, a theoretical answer. Mostly it's theory, right? So we have to revise it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, so that you'll be able to recollect the same. So that students were finding it very difficult, and that's where I came up with a solution called Power Notes, where that 4 or 5-page content has been converted into 1 or 1.5-page content in such a way that it can be reconverted back to 4 or 5-page content. That's why it is called Power Notes. It is not short notes. Anyway, I'll try to put a separate video of what is Power Notes and all that. And that's the reason it has been a stupendous success. And but then I thought that with respect to international case studies, this is a notch above when compared to the case studies that we are doing right now. In fact, most of the international case studies are like, they are like 25 marks plus 25 marks, 50 marks, something like that. And you know that in our examination the maximum marks that we get is 20. So I thought that, okay, fine, let's come up with something innovative, and we can work it out in such a way that it will be easy for us to really crack these case studies. So that's where this particular thing called tips to write case study comes into picture. So what do you mean by this tips to write case study? It means that once we read a particular case study, then straight away we'll not be jumping into answers. Rather, I'll be giving you a document, where in that document you will find all the tips and tricks on how to approach that particular case study, how to write the answer. Okay. And after that, with that tips and tricks, you can try to write answer on your own. Thereby you can check your skills level and you can check your expertise level. And once that is done, secondly, anyway, you'll have the famous Power Notes that has been written by me, where you'll have the complete answer. For example, now see here. This is a case study. Of course, it's an international case study. See, the purpose of this video is not to explain you the case study, is not to teach you this case study. Therefore, I'll not be reading all the question and all. I'm just trying to give you the feel of what we are going to do, in what way this new smart move is going to help us in having an expertise over case studies. Okay. So the first one is, as you can see, advise the board of AB how strategic management accounting could help it manage the performance of the trading company in Asia. Strategic management accounting, that's nothing but strategic cost management for us. The first chapter, intro to SCM. This case study is based on intro to SCM chapter. Okay. Normally, what we'll do straight away, we'll try to look at the solution for A and then we'll try to recollect it or able to understand. But what we are going to do right now is, as you can see here, tips to write case study. You can call it as clue also. So I'm trying to give you clues now. I'll give you clues. For example, part A of the question. What is part A? Advise the board of AB how strategic management accounting could help it manage the performance of the trading company in Asia. So what are the clues? First, you write the differences between strategic management accounting, that is nothing but SCM, strategic cost management, versus traditional management accounting, which is there in your first chapter, intro to SCM. Then you write few points which will focus on external aspects, what competitor is doing, that, this, all those things. Then you write few points which covers non-financial information. Then you write few points which will cover financial information as well. So these are all the clues for you. So keeping these clues in mind, you can try to write answer on your own. And then of course you can compare it with the complete answer that I've written here. Are you able to understand? As you can see here, this is a complete answer. Of course, it's a power notes obviously. Still, you got it? Right. Now look at B. Discuss the factors which AB should consider before withdrawing from the trading company it has established with its partner in Asia. Okay. Now, what are all the tips and tricks that you can have, the clues? First of all, try to write points regarding financial implications of withdrawing from Asia. If you withdraw from that particular Asian market, what are all the financial implications? Write non-financial implications also. For example, reputation. What will happen to your reputation? All those things. See whether there are any alternative markets possibilities there in Asia apart from the market which you are trying to withdraw. So your answer should cover these points as well. And also ensure that your answer is covering both long-term impact as well as short-term impact because of that withdrawal from the particular Asian market. Are you able to understand? You got this? Which means the answer that you're going to write for part B should cover these points. So it's the easiest way of cracking case studies, right? Okay. Right? So with this clue, you can at least start doing something on your own. And after that, of course, you can check with the full answer. How far you have covered and how far your answer is nearby or similar to the actual answer. You got it? Now coming on to C. Briefly discuss how the board's attitude to risk means it may respond to potential new opportunities in a different way than the institutional shareholders would like to be. So here, what are all the clues? First, write what is the difference between the thought process of board as well as shareholders. From the thought process, we can understand that board is more risk averse, whereas shareholders seems to be risk seekers, right? So your answer should cover all these points. That's it. Hardly half a page. So now you know, okay, fine. With these tips, now I know when I write my answer, what are all the points I should cover. Now, have the question in front of you. You know what are all the points you have to cover. Try to write on your own. Let me tell you, this is a wonderful medicine for you in such a way that you can start writing things on your own. That's the best way to gain expertise. So that tomorrow, if a new question comes altogether in the exam, which has not at all been studied in your ICA study material, even then you will be able to crack it. That's the ultimate intention. Got the point? Fantastic. Now I'll show you the same tips and tricks for another case study also, so that you will get more feel of it. Now see here. Come on here. Chalo. Now see, Nana. This is another case study, Mega Snack. Of course, this is related to PME chapter, Performance Measurement and Evaluation. Look at the tips on how to approach this case study. For part A, your answer must contain whether the KPIs, key performance indicators, are aligned with the Mega Snack's targets and strategies. Whether the KPIs could be encouraging any of the incidents that is outlined in the question above. You'll not be understanding what what I'm trying to tell you, because I'm not trying to teach you something. I'm not trying to teach you case study over here. I'm just trying to tell you what our approach is going to be. Okay. Slowly, within 1 or 2 days, I'll try to make a video on this and then I'll upload a video on the first case study also. Look at part B. So I'm trying to give you tips. These are all tips. This is not answer. This is not answer. Explain each problem fully and clearly, making reference to the details given in the question. Do not assume some of the points are so obvious and no need to describe them, then you'll be losing marks. So you will be able to understand what I'm trying to tell you only if you read the question better, or you're able to understand. Anyway, chalo, right now you're just getting a feel of it. What are all the tips that I'm actually trying to provide you? Use the details given in the question rather than merely copying out the problems and incidents from the question. You got it? How is that? When I teach this particular case study, I'll try to explain you. Right now, just get the feel of it, what we are going to do. And finally, part C, as you can see, your view may differ from the solution suggested in the key, but still it could be equally valid. Of course, it is valid for international exams. As you can see here, I've written in bracket, doesn't work in CA exams. Because for us, normally what happens are, answers will be corrected with the help of a key. So the probability of this working in our exams is a little bit less. Okay, so you be careful. So we have to ensure that our answer tallies with the key. And another clue or tips that I've given is, do not give oversimplistic answers. This applies to many of the case studies that even you guys are writing or learning in current ICA sources as well. Don't write oversimplistic answers. Like, for example, managers should do their jobs better. If some manager has done some specific kind of a mistake, what will be your answer? Okay, you should ensure that managers should do their jobs better. Is that some sort of a solution? Oversimplistic answers. Tell all the managers what to do, what not to do. Managers should basically perform well. They should basically do things better. So if you write these kind of answers, will not get marks. These are the mistakes that we do. So therefore, in these tips, what we are eventually trying to do is, I'm trying to tell you what to do, what not to do. What are all the points you should cover? What are all the points when you're writing the answers as that it should be covered, and what should not be done, what has to be done? So that this will give you that overall, idea of how to write case study. Then you can try writing it on your own. So this will definitely enhance your skill multifold. And of course, after that, anyway, you have the answer anyway will be going, but this really increases the skill. See, it's all about skill ultimately, right? It's a skill, so that you can try something on your own rather than depending always on the answer. So that tomorrow, if there is a new case study that comes in the exam, you will not at all fear, because you know how to do it on your own. That is the skill that we are trying to achieve here. Are you able to understand? I hope you guys have understood the intention behind this particular video. If you have really liked this video, and if you want me to make a video on this first case study, where I'll be discussing the tips to case study with respect to that particular question, as well as I'll be showing you the complete solution, that is power notes. I'll try to make a video on that. If you want that, put it in the comment section, and also hit that like button. Tell us what you have felt, and definitely, because it's ultimately your likes and comments is what will encourage us to work hard, right? Apart from that, what else we want? That's it. Okay, I hope you guys have liked this video, and the effort and the thought process that we have tried to do something new for the first time in the whole country, to be very honest. But ultimately, it's not about whether we are doing it for the first time, or whether you are unique, special, that is secondary. Is this going to help you ultimately? Is this particular effort, what we are trying to do right now for the first time in a unique way, is this going to help you increase your skills? That is the only target. Answer is yes. We're gonna go ahead. Got it? Thank you so much, guys. Hope you guys have liked this video. Thank you. Jai Hind.